Hello everyone, my name is Philippe Mercier and I'm the CEO of WorkScope. WorkScope is a CAD tool using AI and ChatGPT that I would like to show you today. That being said, it's time to move on to the demonstration. We will translate a full document to see how several machine translation and ChatGPT can assist us at every step. WorkScope is a CAD tool that can be used on any browser on Mac and PC. Let's create a project. We give it a name. We choose source and target languages. And we can just drag and drop one or more files. It can be a Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and many other formats. Then when we are ready, we click on the Analyze button. The system will analyze the document, calculate the word count, and estimate the time needed to complete the project. In this case, it will be an hour, and that estimation is based on 2,500 words per day, and I would like you to remember that estimation. We click on Translate. The system generates a secret URL that you can share with a colleague if you want. But here, let's start the project by clicking Open Job. This is the interface of WorkScope. It's fairly standard. On the left, you have the text to translate. On the right, the target text that has already been partially translated because we have Google Translate connected, and we are ready to start the translation. On the right here in the blue zone, as I said, we have empty suggestion, but of course we can have also a private translation memory that will appear first. We have some terminology that is highlighted automatically. If you want to check, you have the glossary tab here that will show you all the details. But today we would like to concentrate on AI and ChatGPT, so let's add a few more empty systems. We go here in the Machine Translation tab, and we can add this one, DeepL Pro, Traduit, which is excellent, from Canada, Reverso, and Amazon MT. So we have 6 engines selected. We can also ask WorkScope to put Amazon MT result in the second position. So let's see. So now, as you can see, in the blue zone, we have suggestion from all machine translation. We are also using a track change system. You see the red and green zone. They compare the current version of the translation with each suggestion. Red if there is something added, green if suppressed. That system also allows us to compare the different engines together, so you don't have to read them all. It will be very easy to see what are the differences. So let's see, for example, here this engine, it translates the term breast conservation, and this second engine, we can quickly see that it's breast conservation. So we will see in a minute that we'll be able to find the right word, the right way to translate using this system. But of course, you are not forced to use the suggestion. You can just accept the full sentence or rewrite it completely. So here, we just rewrite part of the sentence. It provides local regional control of presently inoperable forms, and I delete the end of the sentence. Then I read again what I've said, and I see that there is a term local regional, which I'm not sure if it is the right term in this context. So I can select it and click the cloud search function, which is unique to WorkScope, or you can do the same in the source text, and then WorkScope will send that query to many online websites. You know, systems like Lingui or Traduit, which are indexing multilingual websites. So instead of having to go to those websites, WorkScope will do it automatically for you. So for example, here it finds a term in the terminology. Trex is another one where we can see the translation in context. Traduit is yet another one in Canada. And you have Lingui, of course, that you probably know. And another interesting tab is Google. So if you want to have a quick access to Google, you can just click on one of these links. So that's really interesting if you want to see the translation in context. But also with that new function, we can call ChatGPT at any time by clicking on this button. That will open a ChatGPT window, and you can use it on the source or target segment. You select the text, you click the button. Of course, you could go to ChatGPT, copy, paste, but that is exactly what we want to avoid. So we have some functions here that are specific for translator. So in this case, we can click here and ask for a definition. And as you can see, without leaving WordScope, ChatGPT will give you the definition. You can also just type a question. Okay, what is a local regional treatment, for example? Hit enter, and WordScope will query ChatGPT, and you get the answer here. So after you get that information, you are happy, it's the proper word to use in this context, we can accept and go to the next segment. Here what do we see? We see that very quickly again, I'm not reading every translation, they are nearly the same. I can read the translation, I'm okay with it, but I'm not sure about that term. So again, I can select it, click on the ChatGPT button, and use a very powerful function of WordScope and ChatGPT, which is explain. It will explain what is selected in the current context. So that's very important. It's not a definition, it's just explain, it's in the current context, in the current sentence. Again, we are happy with this definition. It was the term we expected, and we can continue. Here, we quickly see some minor differences. Then, by reading, we see that justify or not histologically, and there it's doing it histologically justified or not, so that may be a better way to say it, so I can just change that myself. And were predicted. Alright, I quickly check. So you see some are using unjustified, some were not justified, so I can quickly see some proposal. But here, if for some reason I want to change part of the sentence, well, here it's a simple example, but see, this is just to show you. I can use the alternative button. It will tell ChatGPT, please change just that part of the sentence. And it will show you two suggestions with highlighting the differences again. And so you can check that and say, okay, that is what I want. This copy button allows you to quickly copy that in the edit zone, and we can check and continue. Here again, it's a simple sentence, carried out, conducted. Oh, we see that CNA was not translated by this engine, but was translated by this one. So that's interesting, because you see, if you had only one engine, you would maybe not see that problem. So in this case, the track change feature allows you to see that. So we continue. Again here, that's a preferences. You can choose increase, rising, double click to choose a suggestion, and go to the next segment. Here it's a very interesting case, because as you see, all the engines provide exactly the same translation. While it's a small sentence, it's probably all right. But let's say that for some reason, again, I'm not sure about what is this term. I can call again that super powerful function explain, which will confirm that the term is what I wanted in this context. So we continue, and here again the comparison shows that RH, HR, RH, some translate this term, some do not. So again, I want to check that, and I see that the translation of one engine was wrong. I can quickly fix that. Okay, see if there is something else interesting, and I continue. Here, I'm not sure that the translation is very good, but the source is not very good either. So let's use another function of ChatGPT, and we can ask it to rephrase the full sentence to see if it can come with a better proposal. Again, the track change feature allow you to see. If you don't like the suggestion, you can click again and it will make two other suggestions. And again, so here I like this one. I use the copy button, close the window, so I can continue. And in this sentence, I can read it, of course, and I see that you see that term, and here it's therapeutic standard, which is a better way. So that proposal was better. So I will keep it. And but there's something in the middle of the sentence that I'm not sure of. So I can select it again, and will ask to see if ChatGPT can get with a better way of saying this. All right, so it changed. That is interesting, but surprisingly, it changed also the end of the sentence, which I don't want to change. So I can just select that part, do a copy, and paste it into the edit zone. Then I'll read again this segment, and I see that I forgot something by doing a copy paste, which always, so I can just for breast cancer. We save the segment. So we are already at the end of our document, but I would like to show you a few more interesting functions. Let me find an example. Okay, ChatGPT can do a spell check. Let's create a few errors here, and to see if it can correct my sentence. I call ChatGPT, clear it so we can better see, and use the spelling button. And of course, it will be able to find. And what is interesting is that it gives me some comments. So you see, you can still check if what it says is true, correct, and or search another way of seeing it. But the most interesting function is proofread. So I copy this. Okay, let's do a real problem. So we change conservative into radical, and we'll change the number. We are not making a spelling error, as you can see, but this is not the translation of the source sentence. And let's see if ChatGPT can do that. And we'll see that the proofread function does a spell check, grammar check, but it also compares the translation with the source text to see if the translation is faithful to the original. And it will correct and give me some comments again. So as you can see, it could find all the problem, and it also corrected the number. As I said, no spell checker, even the best one, will find a problem in this sentence, but ChatGPT can do it. So I copy that, and I would like to show you quickly another example of this to show you that it's not just a word-by-word comparison. So let's change that into high blood sugar, which is the right translation for hyperglycemia. But I make an error and I say low blood sugar. Let's see if ChatGPT can see this problem. Guess what? Of course it can. And it gives me an explanation saying that hyperglycemia should be high blood sugar and now low blood sugar. So you see, this is very powerful, and we can continue adding some function like that to assist you during a translation project with the power of ChatGPT. Again, without leaving the interface of WordScope. Another function that is interesting in ChatGPT is terminology. So at any time, you can just click this button to ask, can you give me a few glossary entries related to the current segment? And here we go. So you have glossary entries, their definition in the target language, because we have no space here. If you want to see more, you can just click the button here to expand the window, and then you will see the source term, the target term, and the definition. You can, of course, select that, copy-paste it outside to Excel if you want.